In many Bibles, Proverbs 29:18 basically is saying the same thing, although it's worded differently. In the New International Version, it says, "Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint, but blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction." In other words, where there is no revealing of the truth or the right way to live, people cast off restraints, which means they may not want to do something that they know is bad for them, like smoke cigarettes, eat a lot, hang out with the wrong crowd, or what have you. Where there's no revelation, people cast off restraint. But blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction. That means who heeds the words of the truth or righteousness, the right way to live. People will do whatever comes to mind that they wouldn't normally do. And some things that people do are they just don't want. They know it's bad for them because they see they've seen what it did or what it is doing to other people. But blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction, because you have something to go on, to feed on, to fill the void in your soul. And that's what people are looking to do. That's why everyone is trying to, as they say, quote, get off, unquote. People are trying to get off of the world. They have no sense of purpose. They have no understanding of what's going on, especially with these preachers who do not tell the whole truth, because they do not use line upon line, precept upon precept. So someone hearing different messages, they are confused. It's much like children. They learn about this Santa Claus character, Easter Bunny, Fairy Godmother, Tooth Fairy, all these fictitious characters, some of which are closely related to the birth of Jesus, the resurrection of Jesus, who they also cannot see. So when they find out that these things are not real, it makes it hard for them to even believe that Jesus is real, because they can't see him either. If you go to a church, the pastor of this church, or pastors, elders, or what have you, so honoring these pagan holiday activities, are probably preachers, pastors, false prophets who do not use line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, that method God commanded people to use. You're no doubt in the wrong church. They are traditionalists who want to follow the ways of their parents, their parents' parents, so forth, so on, because it's a family tradition. Another translation, the New Living Bible translation, which reads, and this is the same verse, Proverbs 29, verse 18, "When people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild, but whoever obeys the law is joyful." A little different from the New International Version, which reads, "Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint, but blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction." So the verses are kind of similar, but they're kind of different in that where there is no revelation, people cast off restraints. The other one reads, "When people do not accept divine guidance." That's different. If there's no revelation, no guidance or direction on how to live right, or the truth, people, they're going to do something to fill the void. But this other, the New Living Bible translation says, "When people do not accept divine guidance, they run wild." Well, that's different. If you don't accept divine guidance, when someone is telling you what's right and you choose to run wild, then you're just plain ignorant. You don't want to know the truth. You don't want to know how to live right. You want to follow the world. You have no sense of direction no sense of what good morals are. You're not interested in the Bible. You're not interested in your salvation. You're not interested in God. You're not interested in what Jesus did for you. You just want to run wild because it looks okay because the rest of the world is doing it. Well, the rest of the world was doing that very thing in the day of Noah. And Noah was trying to tell them, warn them. In fact, he warned them for 120 years. Noah had to put up with their ridiculing him, with their laughing at him, with their talking about him, gossiping about him, sneering at him, calling him names, calling him crazy, no doubt, and they chose to run wild. When Moses did not come out of the mountain when he went up to get the laws of God, when he stayed up there for 40 days, the people went wild. After all the divine things, the miracles God showed them in Egypt and out of Egypt, they forgot how good God was to them, and they ran wild. They made themselves a golden calf and worshipped it as their God as they ran wild. God is a jealous God. It's one thing when there's no revelation, but it's another when you don't accept it, especially when you've seen miracles that were no doubt from God. Now, some miracles Satan can perform. Some miracles Satan can perform. He even goes around posing as an angel of light. And that brings me back to the false preachers. Satan can make things happen, miracles happen in their churches, just so you will keep following their teachings, so that you will traditionally hand it down to your kids as a tradition. You need to go to this church. I got healed in this church. Aunt Betty got healed in this church. You need to go to this church. This is the one we're going to go to. These people probably can't read, or they don't read the Bible. They just depend on what the preacher says. And that is a big mistake. That's where education comes into play, a good education. Some people think that because they go to church once, twice, 3 times, or even 4, 5, 6 times a week, that they're rendering to God some sacred service by being there. And the rest of the week they can go out and enjoy all the worldly things, ask for forgiveness the days that they go to church. God said in the Bible, and you need to read this or look it up, Google it, God requires exclusive devotion. The ways of the world can make you want to do things to, as I said before, get off, quote unquote. It's understandable, but it's also understandable that when you know the truth, you understand that it's the right thing to do. Where there is no truth, where there is no guidance on how to live right, where there is no truth about why life is the way it is, when there is no truth, where there is no truth about this Santa Claus character, why he was so closely related to the birth of Jesus, which was not even Jesus' birthday, if you look it up. That was not the day that Jesus was born. When people don't believe the truth, are just willfully ignorant of the truth, or they don't know the truth, they run wild, they cast off all restraint. Whether you're told the truth or not, the Bible says, and this is where you need to be educated, the Bible says that you will have no excuse, because God's existence can clearly be seen by the wonderful things that he has made. The wonderful things. And there are so many things, too many things to even mention. One thing is your body, your physical makeup, the way you are made on the inside, how you are living, how you are thinking, how you are breathing, how your heart beats, how you can hear, how you can see, how you can taste, how you digest food, how a woman and a man can get together, have sex, and have a baby. These things did not come about by chance. They did not come about by some Big Bang. Man did not evolve from a monkey after a Big Bang. These things came about from the grand creator, the Most High, God Almighty. If you think about these things, stop and think about all these things. Just reason to yourself, how could a Big Bang cause all these things to happen? Different fruit on different trees. Plant seeds in the ground. Food comes up out of the ground. All these different things. A Big Bang created all this, including humans. Wow. A Big Bang created all this. A Big Bang made the sun, all the other planets, the stars, the moon, the earth, the distance from the sun that it should be so it wouldn't burn up, people wouldn't freeze to death on it. All this came about by a Big Bang. This, I'm going to say it again, is how ignorant some people are. And I have seen some ignorant people. I've been ignorant myself, but I always wanted to know the truth. I always wanted to please God. I always wanted to do the right thing. Still today, I want to do the right thing. I'm not perfect, but I think about being that way all the time. We all need help. That's why I'm doing this. We all need help. That's why each of us is here. One reason, to help each other, to help each other, to help each other. What you know and what you don't share with others that's right in what you know. If that person perishes, their blood is on your hands. That's in the Bible too. That's not why I'm doing this so much. I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. I'd want someone to tell me the truth, tell me how to live right, show me the way when I'm lost, teach me wisdom, teach me understanding, teach me how to live right, turn me around and put me on the right road, save me from this road of destruction that I've been heading on. It's hard to find people like that. There are plenty of fake people out there telling people this and that and this, false prophets, people who don't have kids are telling you how to raise yours, stuff like that. If you haven't been there, if you haven't experienced it, then how can you tell someone else what's right from wrong? I know once you get involved with the world or have been involved with the world for a long time, most of your life, that it's hard to quit drinking, quit drugging, quit smoking, quit gambling, quit doing whatever it is you did so much, being part of the world or seeing the world as it is, all the miseries in it, and there's all these distractions. And then you see other people trying to find the truth, going to churches. They're looking for the truth. They want to live right. Otherwise, they wouldn't even go to church. But then the people who are going are led astray by these false prophets. The posts on my page, some people may say that they're repetition, and some of them are. Some of them are. Pretty much all of them are. The talk videos and written posts, things I wrote out with Bible verses. But they are there to give you some guidance. They are things that I learned, and like I said, I'm not perfect, but I have it on my mind every day, and I do try. I am not perfect. I'm not perfect. So if any of you say or hear someone say that I think I'm perfect, I think I know everything. No, I don't know everything. I don't. But what I do know, I'll share with you. Or what I think I know, I'll share with you. And if I make a mistake in something I tell you, I'm not going to be like these preachers full of pride, all puffed up with pride, and not tell you that I made a mistake. And like in some of my posts, I might misspell a word, or like in one post I said, I was talking about when Jesus told Peter that Satan desires to sift him like wheat to see what he's made of, hoping that he had a lot of flaws or whatever. when I said that Jesus, in one post, that Jesus told Peter that Satan desires to sift him like flour. I should have said Satan desires to sift you like wheat. And I had to look that up because I didn't want to be wrong about it, but I had already put the post out there because I was sure that that's what it said. If preachers would go back, if they would read the Bible and go back and see where they have made mistakes and correct them right in front of their congregation, then the congregation knows that, well, this preacher, at least he tried to correct it. He humbled himself, and he's correcting his mistake. Even though his congregation could have walked out on him, he corrected his mistake. So after I made the post, I edited the wording, or I worded it saying that I made an error, saying that Jesus told Peter that Satan desires to sift him like flour, because it was Satan desired to sift him like wheat. No pride, like I said, I'm not perfect. I am human. I make mistakes. But when we make mistakes, we have to go back and correct. We should go back and correct those mistakes. That's the right thing to do. Swallow your pride. Forget about what the world's going to say if you want to correct something in your life or what you've done. Forget about what the world's going to say. They want to walk out on you, or your friends want to walk out on you, or your wife, or whoever. At least you are doing the right thing by God and by man. So there you have it. Now I'm going to read something else, another Bible translation of that same Proverbs chapter and verse, Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18. The English Standard Bible version of this verse goes, "Where there is no prophetic vision, the people cast off restraint, but blessed is he who keeps the law." And that's the same as the New International Bible version, "Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint." The New American Standard Bible version says, or states, "Where there is no vision, the people are unrestrained, but happy is he who keeps the law." Okay, pretty much the same as the New International Version and the English Standard Version. "Where there is no vision, the people are unrestrained, but happy is he who keeps the law." These different Bible versions, these different Bibles with their different versions of these verses, if you have access to the internet, these verses are online. If you have access to the internet, these verses are online. Just like the King James Bible. King James Bible says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keeps the law, happy is he." Some of these Bibles say pretty much the same thing in their verses, but some of them are different. Holman Christian Standard Bible, their version is, "Without revelation, people run wild, but one who listens to instruction will be happy." Because you won't get into all kinds of trouble, ruin your body, ruin your health, end up in jail, prison, following the world. You'll be content. You'll be able to sleep peacefully at night for the most part. Be able to sleep peacefully. You're really not missing anything out there in the world. The world is passing away, and so is its desire. You're not missing anything. I've done things in the world, and now that I'm older, I see that those things really didn't mean as much as I thought that they meant at the time. King James 2000 Bible, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keeps the law, happy is he." You have to be able to decipher what to do. What's good to do, what's wrong to do, what's good to say, what's wrong to say. You have to have some sense of morality, some sense of morals about what you do, what you say. If you've done something wrong for so long and you're trying to do the right thing, that old habit's gonna flare back up. And the ways of the world will sure make you want to get back into old habits. I know that. The ways of the world. That's where we get these things. Like I said in some other posts, We just pick it up. Just like children pick up how to be racist. They're taught it, or they see it. People see people smoking. They see other people doing drugs. See other people with tattoos, selling drugs, doing this, making easy money, whatever. These things are programmed into other people's minds, especially the minds of the youth, young people. They are very impressionable. But some of these things that we do, that we've seen, that we've learned, that we've experienced, if you look around you and you think back, I'm sure some of you, or maybe even a lot of you, know someone who has died overdosing on drugs, died from drinking, died from smoking, probably committed suicide from losing all their money, gambling, or died from AIDS or some other STD, from wanting to have sex all the time, to get off of the world. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Perish is the key word in this verse. Where there is no vision, the people perish. They perish by way of drugs. They perish by way of smoking. They perish by way of overeating. They perish by way of promiscuous sex because of the diseases. There are different ways a person can perish. There are different ways a person can perish. God said he is not willing, or he doesn't desire that anyone perishes, but that they come to the knowledge of the truth and live right. He always knew that if there was no vision, the people would perish. Where there is no vision, no sense of direction, no knowledge of how to live right, no understanding of the truth, because no one has taught them the truth, or has truthfully taught them the truth. You can't teach the truth with a lie. It just doesn't sit right. And that's another thing that can make people perish, because the mind remembers everything. It's like a mini computer. If a person reads one part of the Bible that says, truly I tell you today, you will be with me in paradise, and then he reads another part where Jesus told Mary Magdalene after he was resurrected, do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, then that raises questions in a person's mind. Either he went to heaven or paradise that day, or he didn't. One or the other verse is true, or they're both lies. So either he went to heaven that day or he didn't. This is where investigation comes in to play. You investigating, or your preacher investigating before he runs off at the mouth telling you these two things. One sermon, Jesus went to the criminal went to paradise that day, the day they died. Jesus and the criminal on the cross. He went into paradise. Got people thinking that you can sin up to the day you die and you're going to heaven if you ask for forgiveness in the way that the criminal did. If you do not investigate these things, this is where line upon line, precept upon precept comes into play. And I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000,000 times. I don't care who gets tired of it, because it is the truth. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you can accept it or not, it's not going to change what it is. And that's the truth. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. Where there is no vision, people shall perish. But he that keeps the law is blessed. Learn the truth. Get a good education. Don't depend on what every preacher tells you. Don't be ignorant like it seems that many people are in this world. The Bible also says that there is a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof leads to death. Many people are on a broad road to destruction. Satan is out to steal, kill, and destroy. He's out to steal from you, steal the truth from you. He is out to kill you, influence you to kill yourself. But he is also out to feed you so much of the truth, and then you fall back into the ways of the world, and God is looking at you, and you end up getting destroyed by God. If you're believing the lies that Satan tells you, then God will even send you strong delusion to keep believing the lie. But line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. You have to remember this. But God does not desire anyone to perish. That's in the Bible. Look it up for yourself. So, putting those two things together, that he will send you strong delusion to lead you further astray or to make you keep believing a lie. He will send you the delusion to make you keep believing a lie. But he is also hoping, if you put the two verses together, he is also hoping that you will, because you have free will, think about the truth, look for the truth, and come to what's real. People have taken books out of the Bible, they twist things, but the whole theme of the Bible is salvation. The whole thing is trusting God. The whole thing is doing right toward man, peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And that means all men, not just people in your race, not just the people in your family, not just the people in your neighborhood, not just the people you work with. It meant goodwill toward all men, all your neighbors, all over the world. Line upon line, precept upon precept. God doesn't want to see you perish. Where there is no vision, the people will perish. The things they think about not doing, they will do, because there's nothing else for them to fill the void. And these things that they knew they shouldn't do, that they are doing, are things that are killing them. Satan is the ruler of this world because we chose to listen to him rather than listening to God. So he put Satan right down here in the vicinity of the earth with mankind. And ever since then, just as Satan twisted things in heaven, lied on God, just as he lied to Eve, no doubt Adam, because he loved Eve, things you got to learn. You could love someone in this world, but if they're not right, and you know they're not right for you, it's best to just get away from them. People try to hang on to these things, and because they're so used to them, they don't want the pressures of the world. So they do whatever to have fun, to have pleasure, to have some kind of peace of mind. But those things don't bring real peace of mind. Peace of mind that God gives surpasses all understanding. The truth can and will set you free. When Jesus is fully lifted up, the crooked ways shall be made straight. The high places shall be brought low. Everything will be the way it should be when the truth is fully lifted up. When the way to life is really lifted up. When the truth about the world is the way it is, and the truth about the good news, the real truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about the good news is lifted up, then people will see life, and they will see it and experience it more abundantly. Does that make sense to you? And God is a good God. He is eager to raise the dead. This is how good God is. He is eager to do miracles for his creation. God has been loving us ever since we were deceived. If he didn't, he wouldn't have sent Jesus here to die for us. He wouldn't send people to talk to us, to teach us, to show us, to help us understand where we are in error. Put the pieces of the Bible together, line upon line, precept upon precept. Pretty soon you'll start to see the whole picture of the Bible. You have to put it together like a puzzle. You have to sit there and figure it out. This piece goes with this piece somehow, but how? It's like a big puzzle. Once you put the pieces together the right way, the way they're supposed to go, you start to see the whole picture. And when you see the whole picture, you'll see the truth. And when you see the truth, you'll have peace of mind, you'll have purpose, you'll see life more abundantly because you know the good news. And when you share it, it makes you feel good because you know you're helping others. And that's the best way you could help someone in this life. Giving someone food, clothing, shelter, that's one thing. But sharing the truth with them, that's loving that person. And the greatest of all other things is love. That's the truth. That is the truth. Truth is the vision of paradise, of living forever. That should be in your mind or on your mind. The vision of seeing your dead loved ones again. The vision of seeing your children happy forever, of you living forever with no worries, no having to lock your doors, no sicknesses, no more death. Good food to eat without all this stuff in it, and work for everyone, and adequate housing for everyone, and justice, equality for everyone, and brotherhood all over the world, all over a beautiful paradise world. That's what the truth is going to bring. The right way to live, the best way to live. You think about paradise, think about those things I just told you, and see if you wouldn't want to live there. Who wouldn't grow young? This world would make a person grow old just looking at it. People hate to get up in this world because it's just an eyesore. The thoughts about it are thought sores. The things people do to you are misery sores. They just open up old wounds. All these old ugly things in the world. Once these things have passed away and the world is new, then yeah, it'll be a pleasure to wake up in the morning. You couldn't wait to wake up in the morning. You don't have to lock your doors. You don't have to worry about someone stealing from you. You don't have to worry about anyone getting sick anymore, dying anymore. All the graveyards will be gone. All you'll see is beautiful scenery everywhere. And people acting the way they should act. Then everything in the world completely transformed into beautiful things. And you're living forever. And you're growing younger day by day. Who wouldn't want to live in a world like that? Paradise, paradise, paradise. Because that's the way it's going to be. And the truth is going to bring it about. When Jesus is fully lifted up, you will see it. The truth that will set all men free. And no one will ever perish except for the ones who decide to not live right after they're taught the truth. No more provision for their salvation after that. What more provision could there be? God knows the way this world is, and that's why he's going to make the truth known, and everyone's going to know it. No one's going to be able to say, I didn't know. Because at one point or another, you will know all the truth. And you can accept it or you can reject it. It's up to you. Totally up to you. The world's passing away. Don't be a fool and pass away with it. Truth cuts both ways. Cuts both ways. As it slices off the good to the righteous, it slices off the pending doom to the evil people. Truth cuts both ways, no matter how you slice it. No matter how you turn that knife, it's the truth. It cuts both ways. That's just the way it is. You know why? Because it's the truth. It's the undisputable truth. And it's something that you nor I can run from. The sheep and the goats are going to be separated by the truth. Either you're going to be on the left side or you're going to be on the right side. Truth is going to cut. It's going to cut. It's cutting both ways now. A lot of people don't have to accept it. That's the goat class. The sheep class will accept it. The mild tempered, the meek, the learnable, the teachable ones, the childlike ones, they will accept it.